Bullying Jeremiah Part 2. It feels so good knowing that my subscribers / viewers are sane. Most of y'all are Team Conrad. Most. Some of you know who you are. Not there yet, but it's okay. Anyway, if this is your first time seeing me and you haven't seen part 1 of my character AI video, I would highly recommend watching that first and then come back to this one. So I think we're gonna start off strong and bully Jeremiah Fisher first.
Belly, cacao is the bean. It's what chocolate is made of. Look, the whole flavor profile depends.
Playful, flirtatious, funny, caring, outgoing. No, 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 and no. Cheating, cacao bean obsessor, manipulator, gaslighter, brother hater. That should be the description. Jeremiah was sitting in the living room of the beach house, tying his shoelaces. Hey, cheater. Aww. He's taking a really long time to answer me. Hello? Let me reload the screen. This is already starting off poorly. Okay. Jeremiah was sitting in the living room of the beach house, tying his shoelaces. Hey. Okay, something's wrong with this Jeremiah. Jeremiah looked up in surprise, his attention immediately drawn to the familiar voice.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, sorry. My bad. Hey, cheater. While he's responding, I saw a comment that said that Jeremiah didn't cheat. If we're going off a technicality, in Jeremiah's eyes, sure, he didn't cheat. But how would you feel if your boyfriend went off to a spring break trip that he didn't tell you about till the last minute and y'all get in a fight? You didn't think that y'all broke up, but he slept with a girl on the trip a few days after y'all fought? Not once, but twice? How would you feel? Would you call him a cheater then? Would you? Alright, let's get back to the conversation. Jeremiah chuckled, running a hand through his hair amusedly. Hey, can I not even tie my laces in peace? No, you don't deserve peace. Did you give Belly peace when you were obsessing over your 2-tier dark chocolate cake with a raspberry coulis filling and a mirror glaze on top? Jeremiah couldn't help but laugh again. Why are you laughing? What is funny about this? Whoa, okay, first of all, I didn't obsess over that cake. I just had a momentary weakness. He stood up from the couch, a sheepish smile on his face. A what smile? Sheepish? And in my defense, that cake was mind-blowing. So, is everything in your eyes a momentary weakness? I'm sorry, why is the train passing on by at this hour? Last time, I got mad because somebody was cutting their grass right next to my house. Oh my gosh. Why is somebody cutting their grass right next to my... Now the freaking train is... Are we done? Okay. Anyway, so, is everything in your eyes a momentary weakness? Just like you sleeping with Lacey twice? That's a lot of momentary weaknesses. Jeremiah's expression turned serious as he heard... Jeremiah's expression turned serious as he heard the mention of Lacey. Whoa, hold on. You really gotta go there, huh? Look, I was stupid and messed up. I won't deny that. Okay, correct. And what? Jeremiah let out a frustrated sigh. What do you mean, what? I said I messed up, okay? I made a mistake. It was a momentary lapse in judgment. That's all you're going to say? I have no idea why Belly ever picked you over Conrad. Jeremiah's expression darkened at the mention of Conrad. He crossed his arms, a mix of annoyance and defensiveness in his voice. Hey, low blow. I get it. You're Team Conrad, and you're not my biggest fan. But you don't have to keep throwing that in my face every chance you get. Well, you deserve it. And what is your obsession with cacao beans? Who are you? Willy Wonka? There's nothing wrong with a dude liking cacao, alright? Chocolate is delicious and I happen to have a sweet tooth. What's so wrong with that? What's wrong with that is that you were willing to spend more money on that cake of yours then Belly's engagement ring. By the way, I need a magnifying glass to look at that thing. Jeremiah's jaw dropped in disbelief for a moment. Unable to believe that he was actually being criticized for his taste in baked goods. This is such a Jeremiah reply because out of all the things I just told you, the only thing you're gonna get out of that is me criticizing your taste in baked goods. Wait, hang on. Are you actually comparing a cake to an engagement ring right now? And you're insulting the size of the ring? Well, yes. Jeremiah facepalmed, his annoyance growing by the minute. Can we just all imagine Jeremiah facepalming for a second? Just like... You're unbelievable, you know that? We're really having this conversation? Fine, yes, I spent more on a cake than the ring. So what? It was a delicious cake, a masterpiece, okay? And you're nitpicking on the size of the ring? Really? You are actually insane. Listen to the words coming out of your mouth. You are willing to spend more on a cake than Belly's engagement ring when you're already 20K in debt. Oh. That damn cake should not be the focus. You know who would never do this? Jeremiah rolled his eyes in frustration, his hands clenching into fists at his sides. Oh, so now you're playing the money management card? Really? You act like I'm the only one who indulges in a few luxuries here and there. And don't even get me started on Conrad and his expensive watches and suits. I know you are not bringing Conrad into this. He would have got Susanna's ring. Because he's the right man for Belly. Not you! Y'all have no chemistry, and you genuinely make me want to crawl in a hole every time something comes out of your mouth. Do us all a favor, break up with Belly, marry a cake baker, and stop talking. Period. Thanks. I feel like I bullied him enough today, so let's move on. I don't think I talked to Belly last time, so I'm gonna do that. She needs a little words of wisdom as well. I'm not gonna bully her, but I might be a little harsh. Belly had just arrived at the beach house, smiling as she got out of her mom's car alongside her older brother, Steven. Hey girl! I just read her description. It says, friendly, helpful, upbeat, immature. I mean, I will not disagree. Hey there.
Huh?
Belly replied in a friendly tone as she walked alongside Steven with her duffel bag behind her, while her mother stayed back to grab other items out of the car. So who will it be this summer? Jeremiah or Conrad? We're gonna start off strong here. She sighed as she heard you ask that question, rolling her eyes. I'm not sure yet. Both of them have their good and bad qualities, she said before giving you a sly smile. Maybe if you were an option, then my decision would be more easier.
But what the hell?
This girl is for the streets, okay? Because why is she flirting with me? I didn't even know she swung that way. Look, no offense, but seeing how you go back and forth between Jeremiah and Conrad, I'm gonna have to pass. Belly lightly shoved her shoulder, grinning. Oh, come on now. Can't blame a girl for having many guys to choose from. She replied in a cheeky way before laughing, but deep down she knew you were right, but she would never admit that out loud. Belly. It's just that they're brothers. Don't you find that a little weird? She crossed her arms, pouting a little as you said that. Not really? So what if they're brothers? It's not like I'm actually committing to them or anything. It's just a little summer fun, she said nonchalantly, trying to brush it off as a non-issue. But her avoiding looking you in the eyes said otherwise. Sis, you're literally engaged to Jeremiah. What do you mean? Summer fun. She blushed a little, embarrassed that you called her out on her behavior. I'm not actually engaged to Jeremiah. It's just a silly promise ring, and it doesn't mean anything. Obviously, this has not been updated. She said sheepishly. Where is this sheep coming from? Sheepish smile, sheepishly fiddling with the ring on her finger, knowing how foolish and childish she sounded right now. You're probably just in denial, but you are actually engaged to that thing, unfortunately. Remember, he cheated on you twice and then proposed to you after Steven almost died outside of a hospital, and he had no ring and didn't get down on one knee. Belly winced a little as you reminded her about everything with Jeremiah, but she didn't want to admit that you were right. I know that he screwed up, okay? But he's changed since then. He's mature now. He's responsible. Girl! She said weakly, but even she didn't sound convinced herself. It was obvious that she was just making excuses for him as much as she didn't want to admit it to you or herself. You know what man you should be with. Belly tilted her head curiously, wondering who you thought she would be with. Don't play stupid. She was a mixture of anxious and intrigued in what your answer would be. Oh yeah, and who should I be with then, huh? Don't play dumb. Conrad. Hello? Belly's eyes widened, feeling her face get hot at the mere mention of his name. She tried to act nonchalant though, crossing her arms. What? Conrad? Why do you say that? My Louis Vuitton bag! Please tell me you know what I'm talking about.
You smell lipstick and my Valentino white.
She tried to act indifferent, as if the idea hadn't crossed her mind, but she was clearly flustered. Be so for real! You almost kissed him while engaged to Mr. Cheater. Belly blushed even more, recalling the memory of almost kissing Conrad. She bit her lip, feeling a little guilty, but still trying to defend herself. That was different. It was a spur-of-the-moment thing. It didn't mean anything. She tried trying to convince herself more than anything else, but her voice betrayed her and trembled a little, betraying how conflicted she was feeling inside. I gotta go, but you know what to do. Bag Conrad and leave Jeremiah. Okay, I think that's enough of the Summer I Turned Pretty cast. Actually, I might talk to Conrad last. On the last video I posted, I asked y'all who I should talk to next. That video being at 21,000 views right now is crazy. Y'all don't understand, my videos usually don't get past 500. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really happy that y'all liked that video and I've gotten the nicest comments. I really appreciate you guys and I hope this video lives up to that video. I bullied Jeremiah Fisher and I think that's really all that matters, so. So first we have Nick Wilde from Zootopia. I think it will be interesting, hee hee. Okay. I'm not even gonna act stupid. I know why you want me to talk to Nick Wilde. People think he's a very attractive cartoon character. For you guys, I will do it, okay? Somebody said yourself. I'm extremely flattered that you think that I am well known enough that somebody would make a character AI of me. I'll look it up for shits and giggles, but I really don't think that I'm on there, unfortunately. Stepbrother? I might have to pass on this one because but thank you for your recommendation. Nick from My Fault London. Okay, I actually watched that movie. If you haven't watched that movie, it's based on a book about, okay, saying this sounds really bad, but it's a book about step siblings. It's basically a romance book about step siblings. So yeah, sure, I will do that. And then somebody said, do Mr. Plankton characters, I beg you. Like SpongeBob? I will do it because you commented, but I don't know these people. Let's get started on your recommendations here. Alright, Nick would continue to move while looking about him as he strolled around the streets of Zootopia while munching on a paw popsicle. But he would unintentionally run into a stranger while strolling carelessly. And to the lords, it was you. His ears would flicker a little and his tail would quiver. Quiver. I feel like I'm talking to a furry with this description. Okay, sorry. As he took the popsicle stick out of his mouth and grinned down at you. Down? Oh yeah, he is technically taller than me, I guess. In this world, I don't know. Well, 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 look who it is. What's your problem? Nick rolled his emerald green eyes and smirked. He leaned down a little and placed a paw on your shoulder in a friendly manner. What's my problem? Why, nothing, doll. I'm simply here on a stroll. You're the one who decided to run into me. That's not how it works.
Doll?
I think you're stalking me. Oh, sorry, you are. You apostrophe. I put the wrong you are, I'm sorry. He scoffed and rolled his eyes again. Are you trying to lay down?
Hello.
He scoffed and rolled his eyes again. A sly smirk came to his features and he crossed his arms over his chest.
Stalking you?
Do you have an ego? Why would anyone in their right mind would waste their time stalking you? Just because I bumped into you doesn't mean I'm following you.
Sweetie.
I'm gonna see if he sounds like the actual character from Zootopia.
He scoffed and rolled his eyes again. A sly smirk came to his features, and he crossed his arms over his chest. Stalking you? Do you have an ego? Why would anyone in their right mind would waste their time stalking you? Just because I bumped into you doesn't mean I'm following you, sweetie.
Because I'm beautiful and perfect. Unlike you, sweetie. Nick chuckled again, his smirk becoming wider as his gaze ran up and down your form. My form? His gaze ran up and down your form. He took in your appearance. His tail flicked behind him with curious interest. Y'all, I don't know if I can do this, bro. I'm gonna push through. It's a recommendation. What the hell? His tail flicked behind him with curious interest and his head tilted to the side. Oh yeah? You think you're so perfect? How adorable. Let me let you in on a little secret, doll face. There's no such thing as perfect. Everyone has flaws. I don't know. I think you're just projecting. The fox's smirk didn't falter. His tail continued to sway lightly, and he chuckled again and mused at your confidence. Oh darling, I'm not projecting, just stating a simple truth. No one's perfect, you included, but your confidence is adorable, I'll give you that much. Maybe I'm not perfect, but you're anything but. Doll face. Nick chuckled again and rolled his eyes. He found your attitude quite amusing. His smirk changed into a sly grin as he took a step closer to you and leaned in a little closer. Oh, sweetheart, the fact you think you're anything is hilarious. You're just a pretty face with a bratty attitude. Doll. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh! So you admit that I'm pretty. The fox chuckled softly in amusement at your comment and nodded his head. He took one more step closer, now only a foot away from you. Darling, I'll give you that you're very easy on the eyes physically. But even a blind man can see that you've got a nasty personality, doll. The only one with a nasty personality is you. The smirk that was planted on his face widened even more. How much more can his smirk widen? It's just been getting wider and wider as I've been talking to him, so he's probably like... The smirk that planted on his face widened even more as he chuckled. He closed the space that was between you two and spoke in a smooth tone of voice, his emerald green gaze staring right into yours. Oh, really now? What exactly makes you think I have a nasty personality, sweetheart? Care to enlighten me? Oh my gosh, he's flirting with me! Do I even need to say? I think you know why. Nick couldn't hold back his laughter now. It escaped. Okay, well thank God he's not smirking anymore because I think his freaking left side of his face would be all the way up here. Nick couldn't hold back his laughter now. It escaped his lips, a mix of amusement and mockery. Oh darling, it's adorable how you always have something snarky to say, isn't it? And your stubborn confidence is quite impressive. Gotta give you that. But please, dollface, enlighten me. Tell me why I have a nasty personality. I'm all ears. He's trying to get me to say it. I don't know. Alright. If I say you're a nasty boy, I have to end it there. I will show y'all what he says, but that is the most I can do. Okay. Oh my gosh, you're a nasty boy. Do I need to explain more? Nick chuckled once more at your comment. He was really quite enjoying your bratty attitude. His smirk softened lightly and he hummed, pretending to ponder and thought.
Huh?
Ponder and thought? You know what? Yeah, I am a nasty boy. Bro, I am a nasty boy, dollface. I'm rough around the edges and I don't play nice with just anyone. I make fun of you and toy with you and I like getting under your skin. I do all those things because I like it. Got a problem with that, doll? Yes. Frick. You smack his butt and run away. The fox couldn't help but laugh at your comment, finding the situation quite humorous. He leaned in close and wrapped an arm around your waist, pulling you even closer.
Huh?
Wait, no! That's not what No! Wait, what? I meant I smack his butt and run away just to add a little like hee hee ha ha to the moment, but he's going crazy. Oh, really now? You want me to smack your ass and run away that badly, doll? Dollface, you're far too easy to toy with, you know that? It's amusing how much you're affected by my teasing and how badly you want my attention. I have to stop there. Okay? I have a line that can't be crossed. It's beginning to tiptoe over that line. I just cannot do it. Okay? Okay, next one is yourself. I will look up my name. I do not think I'm on here, but let's just see. Why the hell not? There's an Ashland banner. I don't know who that is. Stepbrother. I am not doing that. I'm so sorry. I already did enough with the Nick Wilde situation. Nick from My Fault London. I don't really know much about him. What's his last name? Okay, Nick Leicester. Okay, specifically My Fault London, so I'm gonna do this one. Okay, Chasing Atlantic. I listened to some Chase Atlantic song.
Okay.
Black Crow 5906 had been dragged across the world to go live with her mom's new husband in London. It just so happened that he had a son about her age. They hadn't met yet, but from what she knew, they were definitely not going to get along. He was a rich daddy's boy who partied all the time. Black Crow 5906 was still mad about having to move away from her friends, family, and whole life just for her mom, but she had nothing else to do but put up with it. Sir, put on a shirt. He smirked, knowing he was irritating her. What, you don't like the view, princess? He asked, clearly doing this on purpose just to annoy her. No, I don't. Ever heard of incest? Did I just spell that wrong? Did I spell incest wrong?
Well, what the hell?
I feel like I did. Whatever. He just chuckled. He knew he was being insufferable on purpose, but he loved teasing and infuriating her so much. He loved how easy it was to get under her skin. Oh, come on, I'm just lounging around. Don't be so uptight, princess. Stop calling me princess. He grinned, enjoying how pissed she was getting and knowing that using that nickname made it even worse for her. Why, does it bother you, princess? It's so cute how worked up you get about it. Well, yes, it bothers me. I just told you to stop calling me that. Oh my gosh, I can call him. Should I call him? Alright, let me read this and then I'll call him. He chuckles, sitting down on the armchair opposite her and crossing his arms, clearly enjoying this. But it's so much fun to call you princess. You get so mad, it's priceless. I think I'm going to keep using it from now on. Bro, what is this? Hello? 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 Why isn't this working? Hello? Okay, no. Sorry, y'all. I don't think it's gonna work out. Alright, anyway, what are you saying? Basically, he's saying he's gonna keep calling me princess because it's getting me mad. So I'm gonna say, okay, what if I call you princess? He smirked, raising an eyebrow at her challenge. He leaned back in his chair, amused by the idea. Princess? Please, you'd never have the balls to call me something like that. I just did, princess. He actually chuckled, shaking his head at her little attempt to tease him back, and only fueled his amusement. You're trying so hard to get under my skin, but you're failing miserably, princess.
Bruh.
Keep trying though. It's adorable. You're obviously mad, princess. It's going to be okay, I promise. Princess. He rolled his eyes, trying to act unfazed by her words, but he was actually getting a little irritated by her constant use of the word princess towards him. You really think you're funny, don't you? I am princess. Oh. It doesn't matter how many times you call me princess, it's not. I am princess. Why don't you start calling me queen? BAM! He laughed out loud at her suggestion. Queen? Seriously? You really think I would call you queen? You're not my queen, princess. You're nothing but an annoying little brat who just got shipped off across the globe because her mommy was lonely. Not my choice, princess. Your daddy, was obviously lonely too if he was willing to let us move in. Now I gotta deal with your bitch ass, princess. He bristled at her mocking tone, his expression darkening as she brought his dad into this. He clenched his jaw, his annoyance clearly growing. Still, he kept a hold of his composure and responded with a cool, condescending tone. You think you're so clever, don't you, princess? You think you can just waltz in here and start insulting me and my family? You have no idea who you're dealing with, sweetheart. Princess or sweetheart? Pick one. He huffed, getting more annoyed by her defiance. He leaned forward in his chair, staring at her with a mixture of irritation and arrogance. I can call you whatever I want, princess. Whether you prefer princess or sweetheart, you're still nothing but a spoiled little brat to me. Says the one who's acting like a princess. He couldn't believe she was actually trying to turn the tables on him, calling him the princess. He was the one in charge here, not her. He let out a scoff and responded with a mocking tone. Oh, please. Oh, wait, I forgot he's British. Oh, please. You're the one acting like a spoiled little princess, always demanding things. I don't know if that's right. Wait, let me actually play it.
He couldn't believe she was actually trying to turn the tables on him, calling him the princess. He was the one in charge here, not her.
Her.
He let out a scoff and responded with a mocking tone. Oh, please. You're the one acting like a spoiled little princess, always demanding things and making a scene. I'm just trying to put you in your place, sweetheart.
A princess can never put a queen in her place. He rolled his eyes at her stubborn insistence on being called a queen. It was amusing how far she was willing to go just to antagonize him. He leaned in his chair and responded with a mocking smirk. A queen, huh? That's cute. But you're not a queen, sweetheart. You're just a princess. A very annoying, entitled, bossy princess who needs to be reminded of her place. Okay, princess. Alright, I'm gonna end that there. Alright, who was the next one? Okay, Mr. Plankton characters. I don't know what that is, but I will do it because it was a recommendation and I will do it. Okay, well this man is the only person coming up, so I'm gonna talk to him. 1,000,000 people. Damn. I feel like I should know. Black Crow 5906 grew up with... Y'all, I don't know how to say that.
Q906 grew up with Hae-jo in the same orphanage. As adults, they dated for a while before they broke up eventually. He left her. It's been 2 years, and she was about to get married, until he reappeared again and kidnapped her. Ugh, this jerk. They sat together in a Korean barbecue place now. After he took her there and they were eating, he came to get her help to find his father, because little did she know that he had a brain tumor and only 4 months left to live. And he was not going to tell her anyways. Hae-jo drank some soju down as he sat across her and stared, his head tilted. Black Crow 5906, were you seriously going to get married to that grandpa? I cannot believe you, he scoffed. He was not even jealous, but that old man was simply hideous.
What? So I grew up with him in the same orphanage. As adults, we dated and we broke up. He left me. Okay, it's been 2 years. I was about to get married until he reappeared again and kidnapped her. I like how it says, oh, this jerk. Oh, jerk, kidnapped me. What a jerk. He kidnapped me? This man kidnapped me? Little did she know that he had a brain tumor and only 4 months left to live? I thought they were orphans. I'm confused. Why would you kidnap me? I think we should address that first. Because I missed you and because I needed your help with something, he said casually. Hae-jo simply huffed and drank more soju. This guy, he really has the audacity. What guy? Hae-jo just sighs. You, it's always you. You really have the audacity to just come back as if nothing happened. Hae-jo scoffed. Okay, I'm confused. You came back into my life, kidnapped me in order to eat some Korean barbecue and you're confused? Seriously? Wait, I kidnapped him?
Bruh.
Who kidnapped who? You kidnapped me, silly. Now I'm stuck sitting here with you instead of being with my fiance. Okay, so he's the one getting married. I'm not. I got it backwards. I kidnapped you because I want to kill. Hae-jo stares at him for a moment. Okay. Who is Hae-jo? Am I Hae-jo? Is he Hae-jo? What is going on? Hae-jo stares at him for a moment before she bursts out laughing. What? You want to what now, dude? Kill me? Why in the world would you want to kill me? Because I'm confused. And I'm done being confused. About what? What are you confused about, you big idiot? You're done being confused? Well, I'm glad we made some progress, genius. I kill him. Hae-jo stared at him blankly. Dude, that's messed up.
Hello?
Y'all, I don't know what the hell is going on. Because I just killed him and this man is saying,
Dude, that's messed up.
no, you should be dead. I'm done talking to this man. I think I'm gonna do one more. I want to talk to Connie, baby. Conrad was sitting at the edge of the pool smoking a joint. Why is he always smoking a damn joint? He didn't care if anyone would see him. He needed to clear his mind. Can you stop smoking that? It smells awful. Conrad rolled his eyes and took another drag of his joint. What's wrong with you? Can't handle a little weed stench? No, I can't tell if the stench is coming from you or the joint. Conrad chuckled, taking another hit. Maybe it's both, he joked, exhaling a smoke ring into the air. Wow, you're so cool. Sarcasm. Conrad smirked. You know it, sweetheart. He took another hit, letting the smoke escape through his parted lips. He glanced up at her and raised an eyebrow. You know, you're uptight. You know, I didn't ask. Conrad chuckled, his smirk growing wider.
Oh, attitude.
He took another drag of the joint and leaned back. You're cute when you're all feisty. You're not cute when you're smoking. Conrad rolled his eyes, taking another drag. And I'm sure you're just a ray of sunshine all the time, huh? He retorted, blowing a stream of smoke in her direction. Get that out of my face. Conrad snickered but obeyed, moving the joint away. Feisty little thing, aren't you? He teased, his gaze roaming over her figure. No, my form. The fuck? Conrad raised an eyebrow, his smirk still in place. What, I can't appreciate a good view? He remarked, taking in her appearance with open admiration. No, not when you smell like that. Conrad laughed, clearly amused by her sharp tongue. Ouch, that one stung, he replied. He took another drag of the joint. You really don't like the scent, do you? No. Conrad chuckled, watching her. Why not? It's just a bit of weed. It's good for the soul. He held the joint out to her, a challenge in his eyes. Just take a hit. It might loosen you up a bit. I grabbed the joint and throw it in the pool. Conrad's smirk faded, replaced by a stunned expression. Hey, what the hell was that for? He stared at the joint now bobbing in the pool, his annoyance evident. That was a perfectly good joint. It's me or the joint. Conrad's eyes flickered between her and the floating joint in the pool. For a moment, he seemed to be wrestling with a decision. Then he sighed dramatically and ran a hand through his hair. Fine, fine. You win, sunshine. No more joints. Good. Conrad stood up, pushing his hands into his pockets. You know you're a real pain in the ass sometimes, he muttered with a half smile. Despite his grumpy tone, there was a hint of fondness in his eyes. Yes, I know. Thank you. Conrad chuckled, shaking his head at her sass. I don't know whether to strangle you or kiss you right now, he muttered almost to himself. What was that? Conrad's cheeks flushed red as he realized he said that out loud. He quickly tried to save face. Nothing, nothing, just thinking out loud, he mumbled, rubbing the back of his neck. His necks? His neck. No. Say it. Conrad sighed, his cheeks still burning. I said, I don't know whether to strangle you or kiss you right now, he repeated, maintaining eye contact with her. What about both? Conrad raised an eyebrow, a mischievous glint appearing in his eyes. You want both, huh? He drawled, taking a step closer to her. Careful, you might get what you asked for. I'm not scared. Conrad's smirk widened. Brave little thing, aren't you? He said, his gaze roving.
Huh?
He took another step closer, their bodies now inches apart. He reached up, his hand gently brushing a strand. Sorry, it's gonna be like this for the rest of the video. His hand gently brushing a strand of hair away from her face. You're playing with fire. I know. Conrad's eyes darkened at her reply. He lifted his other hand, his fingers gently tracing her jaw. I'm sorry, I'm talking fast. My camera's about to die. And this is already dead, so I'm trying to, like, speed it up here. You know you're testing my limits, right? He murmured, his voice low. Teasing me like this, you're asking for trouble, sunshine. You start twerking aggressively until he falls into the pool. Conrad tried to maintain his cool demeanor, but the unexpected twerking caught him off guard. He stumbled, trying to regain his balance, but it was too late. He fell backwards into the pool with a loud splash. He resurfaced, spluttering and cursing, his hair wet. Sticking to his face, he shot her a playful glare.
You little.
Little? Are you calling my butt little? Conrad's frown turned into a smirk as he heard her question. He pushed his wet hair back from his face, his gaze roaming over her curves unabashedly. Not at all, sunshine, he replied, his voice taking on a hint of
Huskiness.
In fact, those curves could tempt a saint. You start twerking again, but you fart. Conrad's attempt at a flirtatious retort was suddenly interrupted by the loud sound of a fart escaping her. His eyebrows shot up and a look of shock and disbelief crossed his face, followed by an uncontrollable laughter. Oh my god, did you seriously just... Yes, and it smells worse than the joint. Conrad clutched his stomach, his laughter growing louder. He struggled to catch his breath between chuckles as he held onto the edge of the pool for support. That's the worst thing I've ever smelled in my life, he managed to gasp out between laughs. You run to the bathroom because you start shitting your pants. Conrad's laughter abruptly ended as a horrified look crossed his face. He quickly clambered out of the pool, water streaming off his frame. Oh god, not today, he muttered, his eyes wide with distress. He shot a panicked glance at her before sprinting towards the nearest bathroom, clutching his stomach. Oh, I meant me. Not him. Okay, I think I'm just gonna end it there. I'm sorry. My light died. That obviously means I've been recording for too long. Therefore, this is gonna take me so long to edit, and that also scares me. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked part 2 of bullying Jeremiah Fisher, amongst others. Yeah, let me know if you want a part 3. Let me know what else you'd like me to do. I'm thinking of playing episode for my next video. And if you want me to play episode, what stories I should play. I can also do a part 3 if you guys want. If you want me to do a part 3, let me know who you want me to talk to. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you laughed. I hope you were a bit scared because I was. I will see you in the next video.